what is up guys, Diplex here again. Welcome back to another custom Gates of Hell battle using the hot mod 1968, the Cold War mod we've seen on the channel before. I'm excited to be back with the first ever tug of war using this mod, and we're on a vanilla map called Hell City or something like that. It's an urban map. I believe this could be remnants of a part of Berlin or perhaps another sort of major city that underwent this kind of treatment. I'd say this is reminiscent of Berlin. Let's say that because it actually works well with the scenario for today's tug of war. It is the Cold War, so obviously, as we're going to see combatants face off in the city, we've got the Russian forces and the U.S. forces. Both were present in Berlin during the Cold War. This is going to be set sort of during the late 70s, based on the armor and infantry we've got today, and I'm very excited. We've got 42 men per side per wave, split into 6 squads of 7. Per squad, there is 1 lat guy, which is a light AT, 1 machine gunner, which is a medium machine gunner, I'd say, and 1 squad leader and 4 riflemen. So that is sort of just a very even infantry layout for both sides. We have 4 tanks in 4 waves per side as well. The Americans will be getting the M60A3 version, which I believe sort of came into production sort of early 80s, maybe late 70s. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not like this. It's not a 60s tank per se. It's pretty geared up. And the Russians, or the Soviets in this case, will be using the T-62 OBR 1972. I've noticed that these tanks are very even matched. In a unfinished test round, it came down to 2 versus 2. Both sides had used 2 tanks. Or 2 tanks had been destroyed per side. So then it ended in a 2v2, and then I guess whatever happens. But I think that's going to be a really even match. I tried the T-72A versus the M60A3. The T-72A destroyed the M60A3. Then I tried with the Abrams, like an early version, and that became a little too modern, and it also, I didn't quite like the model they use in this game. It was way too undetailed compared to the T-72A, and it just looked kind of funky. But the skins for the infantry is as good as it gets, I think, in this game. I love them, and this is a really good vanilla map that you could just easily convert to like a Cold War map. Obviously, not a lot of reconstruction had been done to Berlin at this time, if this is supposed to be set that much later than from the end of the war. But let's just say that there's been like a nuke dropped here from the start of this sort of hot Cold War battle. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and start this one. I'm glad to be back with the battle. You guys make sure you click a like and subscribe. I stopped saying that years ago. Like and comment if you guys want to see more. But in general, I'm just pretty pumped for this battle. Let's go ahead and make sure we disable all of this good stuff. Click that start button and get going. I'm excited. We're going to see some tank battles. There's going to be close quarter fighting. We're going to have infantry everywhere in these nooks and crannies. And this park here, this sort of main street, is the center of the map. They will be facing off on each side. This is an old Soviet headquarters. That's sort of the goal for the battle. And then there's another sort of mini park, whatever, like an alley going back here into an open construction site. And it's going to be good. We've got Soviet armor and infantry coming in down the main street. Rabota! And then we got infantry there on that side following the tank. Look at that. Very cool indeed. Отлично! I got some troops coming in the center there. On the U.S. side, here's an example of an M60A3 parked up, ready to go. The tanks have a rally point a bit further away from the center to sort of get situated so they don't run into each other. And the battle is under full swing. We can hear the tanks dueling already. Let's focus in on this one a bit here. M60A3 parked up behind the fence. It's going to move out, though, out of its covered position. It's going to display itself. T-62 is going to miss. Oh, that engine is roaring up pretty good. Oh, it's going to be a drive-by shot here from both sides. T-62 parking up. Oh, it's going to rotate a hull. That's going to make things difficult for the main gunner. Oh, it's going to throw away a shot there. That's going to bounce, not penetrate the armor. And the M60A3 is going to fire just short of hitting that T-62, now hiding behind the buildings. We got more armor showing up here in the center. Ooh, that's a good hit. M60A3 knocked out. Let's see if this secondary tank can pull up here and do some damage. They're staying away a little bit from the center here. Oh, that is a kill shot, I believe. T-62A came out of cover. I can hear the engine roaring, but yeah. Let's have a look here at the extreme flank here of the map, where another tank battle is taking place right now. 50 cal firing for full effect, trying to pin that tank. Gunner up. Oh, they're... Oh, this is a really bad spot to be in right now. Oh. We have one coming out from this direction. I wonder where that one went. This one must be from the center, and this one must be from this flank. Because they kind of... Ooh! Right, so right before going down, it fired off a shot that absolutely knocked out that other T-62. At least the turret is damaged severely. Oh, and this one here is also still in action. It must have been disabled, but for some reason, I don't know if that turret could move, but it was in perfect angle to hit this T-62 moving up. Let's see if there's going to be a finish off here. The center is still heavily contested. Oh, RPG-7 or some other kind of explosive knocked it out. But U.S. troops, infantry-wise, are still in very much control of the center. That's very cool. But there are Russian troops all around them. Like right here, with a man with an RPG. Oh, is he gonna get run over? Let's see what he does. He's gonna have to get a little way. He's gonna have to get into arming distance. There we go, nice shot. That's gonna knock out the treads. That's gonna at least... It's gonna... I mean, it was a pretty well-used shot. Down here, T-62 moving up. I believe there's one combat active tank per side on the battlefield right now. Tank crew was forced to dismount at this one. We haven't seen any sort of... We haven't seen any critical impacts yet. Ooh, we're gonna have a little cook-off here in the center. No critical impacts where the tank has gone into flames completely. Like, it looks like most tanks need 2 to 3 shots to become fully inactive. The first 1 or 2 sort of disables the turret or the ability to move. Turret or tracks. But I like that. It prolongs the fight a little bit. Second wave of T-62s and M60A3s have been deployed. We're gonna see a fight here for the courtyard. That's pretty cool. We got the infantry fighting here as well. Oh, the tank crews all getting out and they're just getting destroyed. US infantry coming down that main street. Oh. Let's see if we can finish off that M60A3. Oh. But it looks like the M60s have good coverage of the main street here. It looks like they are... The Americans are still in a slight upper hand when it comes to territorial control here. They've got troops... But admittedly, this side is closer to the... Because the map isn't fully diagonally straight. It's a bit tilted, so this park runs sort of sideways. So on this side, the Americans are closer. And the Russians are closer to this center, I believe. And on this side, it's the opposite. Oh, just got out of range. Let's see what these can do. Two T-62-72s here. That's a pretty sly profile there. I'm not sure if it's gonna be able to hit. Maybe it might take out the tracks. That would be a big blow to this tank because it's in a pretty useless position. Let's see if that turret can do something. We do have U.S. troops around it. I believe we're gonna see some close quarter fighting around here. Yeah, the U.S. troops are definitely in control of the center. Oh, but and we got the lats being fired back and forth, and now we're seeing some really close quarter engagements here. Look at this. This is awesome. Oh. Crew members here. Oh, they're taking fire too. Grenades are being thrown. Oh my god. They're pushing back though. Two M60A3s parked up here in the center, providing excellent static fire support. Oh. Over on this side, it's quite quiet. There's not a lot of activity back here. But U.S. troops are moving up, though. They're combating some of the Soviet troops in the courtyards. But this is where the majority of the fighting is happening. Over here, the American troops are pushing up as well. But we have Soviets on the opposite side here, so there's going to be a lot of close quarter fighting here. See if the M60 can come into support here. We should have more T-62s arriving as well. Oh, nice RPG there. It's going to shake up the crew a bit. The engine burning on that M60 over there. Nice. Second RPG is going to penetrate. Like, tanks will give you a very big upper hand if you have them active, and in the center you can really make movements there. Like this T-62 coming in here, but it's without infantry support, and without infantry support, it's an easy target for lats. So that's going to be going down. Oh! Okay, he went a little crazy over there with a lat, but he did knock it out. I think he saw the greater good in just offing himself in front of the tank there. This tank is just going to be picking off enemy infantry around the street. Oh, two active T-62, T-62. OBR-72 versions here in the center. I'd like to see if the Soviets can sort of push out and recapture this lost HQ. If the U.S. infantry is simply too good, we're using the same regular infantry from the breed section. Oof. That tank is lucky for the infantry to have missed twice with the lats. But it might be down on crew members because we're not seeing a great combat efficiency here from this tank. It's not really killing. Oh, it's gonna take shots from the opposite side there. Oh, it looks like the Soviets are being a little bit overrun here. Massive fighting here for the courtyard. real messy tug of war here. I love urban combat though, like the cityscapes are always awesome for this kind of fighting. There we go, that's a real finisher. I believe the last wave of tanks has now been deployed. We're gonna see them coming in from both sides. That sounded like a kill shot if I ever heard one. It sounded pretty penetrating, if that's a word. It's not finished though. Oh, this is bad. I feel like the crews are very sloppy. Like, I don't know if it's the AI that's challenged, but there's like sometimes they really prioritize the wrong targets. I wish they could work in these mods and the vanilla game to like almost make the AI a little more efficient. Like if there's a tank in vision, which there is, focus on destroying the tank instead of loading HE to shoot at infantry. That's what I would like to see, but it seems to be like a repetitive story throughout most of these games that sometimes the tanks just are not the killing machines you'd like them to be. You'd rather have a handful of infantry instead of a tank, to be honest, because the tank is just like metal coffin in some cases. But, well, it looks like we do have an active T-62 here and one on the other side there. Lots of US infantry around both of them, and they're just sort of charging past. They can't see it as a viable threat. They're almost mocking it, but there we go. You just don't want to be watching down its barrel. That's the only thing that you want to avoid, because it'll still kill you. Now he's having a hard time choosing which target of these three men should I pick. Oh, that's nice. A little bit later, and he wouldn't have been able to shoot that off because they just got hit by a lat. But, I mean, I'm seeing a pattern of... I'm seeing active T-62s, and I'm seeing more disabled M60A3s. We're not seeing much fighting over here. There's a few Soviet troops here behind the house. We've got some US troops now in the park. I mean, we do our self-service by opening up the mini-map and just having a look at the distribution right now. Let's go ahead and size this one up a little bit, and we'll have a look at the US troops in blue. And we can tell they definitely have this sort of angle going down with a slight tilt. They are definitely in the upper hand right now. The red symbols here, the red arrows, the big ones would be the active T-72s, or the T-62s. OBR 72. Keep saying that. 1, 2, 3, and the M60A3s look to be about twice that in number. We're looking at around 6 of those, but some disabled, of course. This one seems to be active down here, not doing much though. So let's move back into the cinematic mode. And let's see if the Soviets can somehow swing this back. Oh, that is really cool though when they open up on infantry. The big explosions of the HE rounds. What an absolute slaughterhouse. We'll have nearly 1,000 dead. Yeah, so these tanks are not going anywhere. And the infantry nearby seem to be sufficient in clearing out the enemy infantry. So those are just basically 2 static guns right now. Oh! M60 shot at the turret. It's not in view of the T-62. Oh. There's just infantry everywhere here among them. They're like little ants. They're hard to spot. Oh. Whoa. Oh. I mean, look at this. This is madness. Oh. Oh, we got a face-off over here. M60A3 has entered the courtyard. Will it be able to get off a shot? Oh. Yeah, I'd say it's goodbye. Oh. Once again, with a slow reaction. That might be the end of that one. I mean, it's not a lack of crew. They have 4 crew members per tank. That's one less M60A3. I think the Soviets might have equalized the tank disadvantage. Let's see if some of these get repaired and move out. It's going to come down to infantry, though. Infantry will win this battle single-handedly. They've got the weapons and mobility for it. Especially in an urban situation like this. American troops seem to be unhinderedly moving around this part. Some Soviet troops are moving up. How's it going with this tank? This one's still active. It is crowded, though. These men don't have any AT weapons. That's why they're so close to it without doing anything. Oh, they're getting run over, though. Let's have a look at the tank numbers again. 4 M60A3s. The Soviets have 3. What's the status on these right now? This one's fully functional. It's over here, and it's not even in the fight. Let's bring it forward so that it can do something. This one is one of the 2 inactive ones here. The 3, we've got 3 in a pretty close vicinity. They're being repaired, though. This one's had all of its... This one's only active with the turret and gun. These are starting to finish up now, repairing. So that might be something. That's going to give them 4 fully active tanks. That's good. And the Soviets are down to just 2. One is disabled here in the courtyard. The other is moving around this southern part here where there is not a lot of activity. There are some just US troops around it. But everything is going to come down to the center where now more tanks are moving in and others are cooking off. I believe it would be wise to bring this tank in here as well as what we did with the Russian, the US tank down here. So many disabled tanks. Oh. These are the 2 last Soviet tanks in action here. One that's disabled in the courtyard. This one's being repaired. That's going to be bring that one down. How's it looking with these? Let's do something about these guys. Let's bring them into the fight somehow. Are you stuck? No, you're not. Good. And you're just being repaired. You'll move later. So US troops have pretty much cleared out this map completely down here. They're in fact moving past the last Soviets. It's going to come down to the fighting up here. And I think we'll call it once that last... you can hear some shooting throughout the city, but it's... I'd say it's pretty inconclusive, to be honest. What happened to the T-62 back here? Oh, it's just moving around. It does have some infantry nearby, though, for protection, so... I really think we could pretty much call this one off as inconclusive. Definitely. Yeah, there's not much more happening with this one. We got, like, looking at the map, we got the 3 M60A3s over here dominating this map, and then we got the, or that side, and then we got the 2 T-62s, 72s down here. Oh, but they're coming into an engagement now. Infantry-wise, it's pretty even. Not that big of a upper hand. Maybe about 30% more on the US side. Oh, RPG. What's that? No, that was a T-62. That knocked that one out. It's down to 2v2 now. Really? It's coming in here to try and finish off the tank on the courtyard. Oh. Look at this. Missed, missed, missed. Let's see if the M60A3 can capitalize. Oh, it's going to shoot down to one of the soldiers next to the tank. Is it going to be able to get a shot off? Turret stabilization, not great on these tanks. He's going to hit it. Oh, and I think on that note, we're going to call this a battle, a just near US victory, just because of the fact that they have more infantry alive. In fact, nah, it looks... Yeah, this is... The Soviets have 4 men remaining. The US have 3 times as many to be exact, so that was a bit of an underestimation that I did before. But the Soviets are pretty focused here in the center, and the US are just kind of pretty much surround them. I think they have a lot of troops, like, back here somewhere. I thought we saw more. You know what? They've probably moved off the map, even, like... yeah, they've reached their end goal, so they've definitely seized the map today. But tanks, I'd say, with 1 active on both sides right now, I'd say it was a very even tank matchup. Let's just face these off before I go. Let's just send them both here and see what happens. But I'd still call the US victory winners today. In fact, having moved past all the Russian or Soviet defenses and then into their spawn. And with 3 times as many active combatants as the Soviets. Let's just, like, face off here. Let's just ram into it, boys. Do what you're gonna do. Oh! Oh, it hit it. It knocked out the tracks. He's gonna be out. I'm straight to repairing, but the other one got it. Yeah, alright, guys. It's been a long battle. It's been one hell of a battle. Let's have a look at casualties. We're gonna mark the US casualties in yellow, Soviet casualties in red. Yeah, there was some street fighting here, and then there's some parts where there's, like, hardly any casualties. Oh, a lot of Soviets dead back here as the US just plowed their way through. Some dead back here. Not a lot going on here. Some pockets of dead here. Not that many casualties on this side either, but this was the real meat grinder here. Thank you guys for watching this tug of war. Leave a like and comment if you guys want to see more. Thanks for watching.